All right, guys, what's up? This is Mustafa from Exposure Runs the podcast. We are down here at one of the hottest events of the spring, the Denard Spring Chicken Combine, featuring some of the top 8th graders across the Chicagoland area. We're going to be bringing you interviews. We're going to be bringing you footage. Of course, we're going to be posting pictures. Coming off a very successful high school basketball season, obviously freshmen played a key role in how a lot of these teams had success. You had Darius Hawkins over at HF. You had Jeremiah Weatherford over at Rich Township. Some of these guys that's down here at this combine will probably step into a role next school year for their respective high school and could possibly play a key role in that. We're going to be interviewing, obviously, Aubrey and Eddie. I already saw a state champion coach here in attendance getting an idea of what type of players he could possibly get, or maybe what type of players he'll have to game plan against. So stay tuned. Again, we're down here at LaSalle High School bringing you the Denard Spring Chicken Combine. Okay, guys, continuing our coverage down here at the Denard Spring Chicken Combine with some of the best 8th graders in the state across the Chicagoland. I'm here with basketball royalty, one of the princes of the McKinney household. Give us your name, the middle school that you currently attend, and the high school that you may be attending or you're thinking about attending.
My name Elijah McKinney. I go to Ariel. The high schools I'm looking at right now is Kenwood and Simeon.
Okay, with that being said, with the success that a lot of the freshmen had this past season, how do you think that you can step in going into your next high school to contribute right away?
Playing defense, being a good teammate, and being a good point guard.
How would you respond coming into a high school and maybe not being able to play up on varsity right away? How would you respond to that?
Just keep working. Just stay in the gym.
How would you respond to not really playing right away if you were to play up on varsity?
Just learning from the experience.
Will playing on a freshman team or the JV team, will that discourage you from your first year of high school basketball?
Nah.
Why not?
Because I know if I
take your time,
show my talent, I could be a good.
Now, as you know, grades are very important when it comes to playing. Obviously, I know your dad. He speaks very highly of your mom, so I know they don't play about them grades.
Yeah.
What's your game plan to try to keep your grades above where you are able to play?
Just being a student athlete. Like I could be in the gym, but I got to take care of my work.
How do you stay focused on basketball and not get distracted by your peers that's not doing what they're supposed to be doing?
Just move myself away from it. Yeah.
Now, I mentioned early on that you come from basketball royalty. Obviously, Big Dad is a huge, huge asset to the basketball community, to Chicago across the board. Obviously, Big Bro, RJ. How do you use them as motivation for your basketball career?
Just standing about my last name. Like, my last name is powerful, so just keep going. It's just, just keep,
All right, you good, you good. Last question for you. Look in the camera and give yourself a future message. What you want to tell little Elijah when you look back on this video?
I'm next, and I'm gonna be up there soon.
Appreciate you stopping by. Okay, guys, again, we're down here continuing our coverage at LaSalle High School of the Denard Spring Chicken Combine with some of the top 8th graders across the Chicagoland area. We are currently here. Give us your name, the middle school you're currently attending, and the high school that you may be going to or that you're considering.
My name is Carter Robinson. I go to Holy Family Ministries. It's a Catholic school, and I'm thinking of attending Lincoln Park, Winnium, or Hope Academy.
Okay. With the success that all of the freshmen had this past school year on the basketball court, D-Hawk, Darius Hawkins, Jeremiah Weatherford out of Rich Township, how do you think that you can step into wherever school you're going to go to and contribute right away?
I just make sure that I'm doing what I'm best in, like rebounding, blocking shots, make sure I'm a role player, good for my team, so I stay on the court.
How will you respond if you're not automatically selected to play up on varsity? How would you respond to that?
I make sure I'm working hard, putting in the work, so then I eventually have the opportunity to play up on varsity.
And let's say coaches do move you up to varsity and you're not playing right away. What does that look like for you? How does that affect your confidence, if at all?
It won't affect my confidence at all, because that just tells me that I have to work harder and just be better.
Will playing on the freshman team or the JV team, will that discourage you in any way?
No, it's going to make me just work harder so I can get pushed up to varsity.
Obviously, grades are really important. If you don't have the grades, you can't play. It sets a very good precedence for how your high school career academically and athletically will go. What is your game plan to make sure that you got the good grades to play?
I always make sure I'm turning my work on time, so I don't get that late credit. I make sure I'm doing my work in class, paying attention, not goofing around and stuff. No, I'm just making sure that I'm on top of my game.
How do you stay focused on basketball, on academics? Obviously, I'm sure that you may or may not have peers who are not playing basketball, who may not be doing the right thing. What type of conversations do you have with your parents? What type of conversations do you have internally to stay on the right path?
I just have to tell myself that, I have to block everyone out and think about myself, think about what I want to do in the future, and think about who I want to be, and, just go off that and grind off that to make myself better, as a person.
Lastly, before you go, I'd like you to look into the camera. Give yourself a future message. What you want to tell yourself when you look back on this video?
No, just keep working hard. Kai, you have potential. You have to make sure that you're putting in the hard work so that you can do it.
Man, I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you very much. All right, guys, we are continuing our coverage down here at the Denard Bros Spring Chicken Combine down at De La Salle High School. You're going to give us your name, the current middle school that you go to, and the high school that you may be attending, or ones that you're thinking about. All right, what's your name?
My name is Elon Henderson. I go to County Cullen on the south side of Chicago, and I'm attending Leo High School for my high school.
Okay. With the success that all the freshmen had this past high school season, how do you see yourself being able to step in as a freshman and contribute right away?
I feel like I'm gonna be the tallest in my school, so I'm gonna really get all the recognition there and then just shine.
How will you respond if you're not automatically selected to play up on varsity? How will you respond to that?
I will respond with being in the gym constantly and making sure I do keep my grades up and stuff like that. Make sure I get on the varsity spot.
When you talk about keeping up your grades, how does your grades, obviously knowing that grades play a big part of that, what's your mental game plan to keep your grades up while you're in high school?
My mental game plan is, well, I always remember my dad said, I'm not gonna play basketball, my grades not good, so he really motivated me to keep my grades up to do good at school.
Will playing on the JV team or the freshman team, will that discourage you if you're not selected for the varsity team?
I don't think that would, because I know I'm young and I still got my 3 years left to show what I can do.
How do you focus on some of the possible negativity that goes on in the city, maybe things that might happen at your high school? How do you stay focused and keep yourself surrounded by things that are not distracting you away from basketball?
What I do is I surround me with kids that I know that's doing the right thing, like that's doing the same sport as me, keeping the same grades as me and stuff like that.
What type of conversations do you have with yourself when you think about basketball, when you think about trying to get good grades? What are those conversations with you like to motivate yourself?
What I do, I talk to myself and I always remind myself that I'm gonna be a star and I'm gonna do good in life.
Before you go, I'd like you to look into the camera. Give yourself a future message. What you want to tell Elon when he look back on this video?
You go be in the lead one day.
I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, big fella. Okay, guys, we still down here continuing our coverage at De La Salle High School, covering the Denard Bros Spring Chicken Combine. Give us your name, the middle school you currently attend, and the high school that you are going to or that you're considering.
Jared Maynard. I go to Sarah Language Academy, and I'm committed to St. Patrick's High School.
St. Patrick's. They just had a good run in the IHSA tournament.
Yeah.
All right, with that being said, with the success that all of the freshmen have had this past high school season, how do you see yourself stepping in for St. Patrick's and contributing as a freshman?
Just keeping the energy, keeping the same energy as last year. Keep going hard, even though I'm a freshman. Just coming out of 8th grade, keep going hard, show them who I really am.
How will you respond or react if you're not automatically selected for the varsity team?
That's just motivation to get better. That's just motivation to get better.
Do you think not being selected for the varsity team having to play JV or having to play on the freshman team, will that discourage you in any way?
Not really. It's just a learning experience.
And oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, my bad. You just can't go to varsity right away. You gotta like grow into varsity.
And let's just say the coach does select you to play varsity, but maybe you don't play right away. How do you stay motivated? How do you keep yourself focused in on being able to play when your number is called?
Keep the energy. Keep the energy on the bench. Keep the crowd going. Keep the energy. That's how you get wins.
Knowing that grades are really important, obviously going to St. Patrick's, you got to have the grades. Mm-hmm. What is your game plan to keep your grades up so you will be able to play?
My grades, I just gotta keep locking in. Don't let none of the outside stuff just get in my way. Just stay in my lane, just keep going.
How do you stay focused on basketball? Like, I'm sure there will be, maybe peers from your neighborhood, possibly peers at your school, at your high school. How do you stay focused on separating what you need to be doing versus what you might want to do?
Yeah, so part of that is part of my family. They always push me to keep going, just to keep playing basketball. Keep playing basketball and also bowl, so keep doing that.
You talk about your family. How important are they to you in your development as you becoming a young man?
They mean a lot because they teach me a lot of things over the past like 4 or 5 years that I didn't really know.
Are you familiar with the Exposure Runs platform?
Yeah.
Give us your thoughts on it. What you think about it? Like, how do you think it's helping young student athletes like yourself?
I feel like Exposure Runs is a great program to showcase your talent. So
Lastly,
see who you are.
Lastly, before you go, I want you to look into the camera, move over a little bit, stare directly into the camera, and give yourself a future message. What you want to tell yourself?
Just keep going. I know I might not like, cause I might just take over with bowling, but like still just keep going.
Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, we continuing our coverage down here at the Denard Spring Chicken Combine. We're down at De La Salle High School. I'm actually here with one of my favorite players. I've watched this young man develop over the years, but I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Tell us what middle school you go to and a high school that you plan on attending or one that you're considering.
My name is Noah Young. I go to CICS Irvin Park, and I'm planning on attending Lincoln Park High School.
Lincoln Park, that's some big shoes to fill. I saw the coach in here.
Yeah.
All right, so with the success that all the freshmen have had this past school year, obviously you think of Darius Hawkins, you think of Jeremiah Weatherford. How do you think that, and Lincoln Park is they play in the tough red division.
Yeah.
How do you think you could step in and help contribute right away as a freshman?
I'm going to do everything my coach asked me to, They need me to, go get a bucket, I'll go get a bucket. They need me to, get my teammates open, I'll do that. They need me to shoot, I'll do that. I'm willing to fit into any role that they give me, Obviously, I'm a point guard first, but, coming as a freshman, it's going to be difficult, to do that. And I know I can do it. I'm going to try to do that, but whatever role they give me, I'm going to contribute in that way.
How will you respond or react if you're not selected for the varsity team right away?
If I'm not selected, I'm going to just keep working my butt off like I'm doing right now, Every day just work, getting myself better, getting myself stronger, And, me having a lot of confidence, I think I'm going to make it. I know I'm going to make it, But if that doesn't happen, I'm going to just keep working and working.
Obviously, you are a really good player. Size might be your biggest deficiency, but you handle the ball well, you shoot the ball really well. Let's say coach does select you to play varsity, but you may not get minutes right away. How do you keep yourself motivated while, cheering on your teammates? How do you motivate yourself?
I just think about my end goal, playing NBA, playing in college, and that goal, just keeps me motivated because it's something that I want, something that I love. Basketball is something I love to do, so getting to that goal is something I always wanted since I was a little kid. So that's going to keep me motivated, Even if I'm not playing, I'm going to cheer on my teammates and I'm going to support them in any way possible.
Playing on varsity, there's a good chance that you'll probably get minutes playing on the JV team, maybe even playing on the freshman team. Will that discourage you playing down, quote unquote, down on those levels?
It will not discourage me because I know, how good of a basketball player I am. I know how much work I put into this game and how many hours I put in. So it won't discourage me. It actually motivate me to push myself even harder and keep working.
Grades play a huge part in being able to play basketball at this level and the next. What type of things do you do to stay focused, keeping your grades up?
Honestly, my parents have always told me if you don't get good grades, you're not gonna play.
Can't play.
So obviously, I love playing basketball, so that's gonna motivate me, to get good grades.
How do you stay focused if you have peers around you, people at your school, maybe people who don't go to your school who may not be doing the right thing? How do you stay focused on doing the right thing?
I just, tell them to, stop including me in these things. I got goals, I got things that, I'm working on. I'm trying to be a basketball player, and basketball players don't do this type of things.
You're very familiar with our platform, with the Exposure Runs platform. You came down to our showcase a few times.
Yeah.
You won you was actually one of our first winners on winning the basketball. I hope you still have that ball, by the way.
I do.
Again, knowing about the platform, give us your honest thoughts on the platform. What do you think about it? Good, bad, or indifferent? What's your thoughts?
I love exposure runs. When I was in 6th grade, I came to watch the senior, All-Star game, and it was just electric in there. The energy was crazy. I loved every second of it, and I was sitting in front row, and then they called my name, Noah Young, to get the ball, and I was just elated. I still have that ball with me. I cherish that ball because, it's one of my favorite moments.
Man, I really appreciate that. Before you go, Noah, I'm going to step back. I want you to move over a little bit. I want you to look into the camera. Give yourself a future message. What you want to tell Noah Young in the future?
I want to tell you that keep working, keep doing everything you can to separate yourself, and you're going to reach that goal. I know you are.
Noah, I really appreciate you stopping by, man. Good luck on your high school future, and we're looking forward to having you at the showcase as an actual player soon.
Yeah, I got you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, bro. Continuing our coverage down here at the Denard Spring Chicken Combine at De La Salle High School. I'm with one of the top, if not the top, 8th graders, soon to be freshmen in the entire Chicagoland area. We're going to have you give your name, your current middle school, and a high school that you are attending or that you're considering.
I'm Denard Nesbitt. I go to Strong Memorial Middle School in Calumet City, and I am attending Thornton Township in Harvey, Illinois.
Obviously, with a lot of the success that a lot of freshmen had this past season, I know you paid attention to that. How do you think that you could step in as a freshman and contribute right away?
I just got to do my job early, play my part, and play my role on a varsity or JV team, whatever coach decides to put me on.
How would you respond if not selected for the varsity team? How would you respond to that?
I take that as motivation to just kill every varsity person or point guard that's in front of me so I can earn that spot.
How would you respond? Let's say you are selected for the varsity team and you're not really playing right away. How would you respond to that?
I'll still be okay because at least I'm getting the opportunity to play, and I'm gonna just have to wait for my chance, wait for my role.
Do you think if playing freshman team or the JV team, will that discourage you in any way possible?
No, sir. It'll give me more, I'll say, it'll just give me more things to work hard for to make that varsity team.
Grades are really important playing at this level and the next level. What type of things do you do? How do you focus in on making sure that you got the grades to play basketball?
Focusing in class, not playing, locking in when the teacher is talking, and being a leader when I need to.
How do you stay focused and not distracted by your peers who may not be doing what they're supposed to be doing?
I just got to take that because some people don't have the job that I'm doing right now and what I want to be when I grow up, so it's just real different. So I just leave that alone.
Talk a little bit about your family. How do they keep you narrow, on the straight path? How do they motivate you? Like, what do you look forward to most when you're with them?
They really hold me accountable on hanging with the right people and not hanging with no people that's going to discourage me or bring me down. They tell me that everybody's not going to be your friend, so I got to watch you hang around.
You're very familiar with our platform, with the Exposure Runs platform. Give us your honest assessment. What do you think about it? How do you think it helps the young student athlete like yourself?
I really think it helps because it gives you a lot of exposure and it really can put your name on the map.
Lastly, before you go, I'm going to have you move over a little bit, look right into the camera. Give yourself a future message. What do you want to tell yourself when you look back on this video?
Kill everybody in front of you.
Simple. My man, I appreciate you, Carl. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, continuing our coverage down here at the Denard Spring Chicken Combine. We are here at De La Salle High School. Give us your name, the middle school that you're currently attending, and the high school that you may be going to or that you are going to.
Okay, my name is Chad Carter Jr.
I'm attending Manuka Junior High right now, and I may be going to Manuka High School.
Okay. Obviously, with a lot of the success that freshmen have had this past high school season, how do you feel that you could step right in and contribute right away as a freshman on the varsity team?
I mean, that feels great. I mean, that's always been a dream since I was younger. I got a cousin. His name is Troy Cicero. He played freshman varsity, and I always want to be like him.
Troy's your cousin? Very familiar with Troy. My son played with Troy on Illinois Woods. Great young man, great family. How will you respond if you're not selected for the varsity team? Will that discourage you at all?
Of course not. You know, it's a blessing to be on varsity team. You know, it's not a given, and you just gotta keep working, work harder.
Let's say you are selected and maybe playing time isn't given to you right away. What type of things will you do to motivate yourself to earn that playing time?
I mean, you know, you gotta talk yourself. I do affirmations, but also I got my dad. He's always motivating me, and just gotta work harder to get that spot.
Talk about your dad a little bit. Like, what does he mean to you? How does he keep you, focused? And what is it like being able to have someone like your pop to, bounce stuff off of? Obviously, he has the experience as the OG, but talk about your dad a little bit.
I mean, my dad's great. I mean, he devotes his whole life to me and my brothers. I got 2 other brothers. And every day he wakes us up, we work out. You know, sometimes we live, sometimes we shoot. He gives us connections, trainers, different coaches, things of that nature.
That's good. Grades play a huge part in being able to play at the high school level and obviously at the collegiate level. What type of things do you find yourself doing to keep you focused, making sure that you got the good grades to play?
Definitely always studying. My brother Connor and Carson are very smart, and I am too, of course. But we're always helping each other, get our work done. We all have similar classes. My parents did it on purpose, so we can help each other get our work done. Yeah.
How do you stay focused when you have people around you, maybe your peers, people that you may not know, but how do you stay focused when there's possibly things going on around you that don't align to what your father has taught you, your family values? How do you stay focused?
Well, me and my brothers kind of keep each other focused, but also I just keep myself people that want to do what I want to do.
Lastly, are you familiar with the Exposure Runs platform?
Yes.
Are you?
Yes.
Give us your honest assessment. What do you think about it?
It is great. I think you guys interview a lot of the top players in the country and the state of Illinois. It's amazing.
I appreciate that. Lastly, before you go, I'm going to have you step right over this way. I'm going to have you look right into the camera. I want you to give yourself a future message. What you want to tell yourself in the future?
Keep working no matter what, and never be down, things like that.
Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Continuing our coverage down here at the Denard Bro Spring Chicken Combine at De La Salle High School, we went literally to Denard Bros. Eddie and Aubrey Denard, appreciate y'all having us down here first and foremost. Thank you for putting on this event. Talk about this event, what went into it, the planning. Like, I know what type of shit go into planning an event, but I want to hear from y'all. Like, what goes into putting on an event like this?
Man, first off, we thankful that you came, man, and we couldn't have did this without everybody that's involved. Obviously, this is about the youth and the next generation, right? Giving them those tools to be successful, creating opportunities for them to get exposure from people like you and other outlets. So it's fun to do. It takes a lot of energy and effort, obviously going through a lot of reaching out, a lot of planning, a lot of organizing, but it's fun, man. This is part of the process, and this is what we love doing. And I can let my brother add on a little bit more of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, it's a lot of sleepless nights doing something like this.
Yeah, for sure.
Me and my brother been putting a lot of work, but it's not just us. We got a lot of helpers. We got a lot of guys out here rebounding, playing defense. We got Jermaine transform fit, And like Eddie said, we appreciate you coming out, man, and always supporting us. Always supporting us.
No, I appreciate
There's a lot of work that
man.
goes into this stuff, as you know.
When you guys are planning these events, I'm always impressed with how organized you are. From the Zoom meetings to the constant reminders to just tapping in with us individually. I know y'all usually do a group chat. Y'all might do a group chat online. Y'all might do a group chat on the phone. But then y'all also take the time to individually reach out to people just to kind of check in. Why is that important to you? Why is that important to have those type of relationships with the people that y'all work with?
Well, that's the exact reason. I like to build relationships. I don't want this to feel like a job. I want this to feel like something that everybody is a part of, and they're all benefiting from it. Like, when you look at it, we got some of the top trainers in the city, in the state of Illinois, in this building right now. getting some recognition from some of the top 8th graders in the country. We're not just talking about a small area of players.
Right.
These kids are coming from all over the Midwest. We even got a kid from Florida here.
Right.
So, like, to have that and be able to expose those guys and everybody from the people like doing media like you, like to be able to expose you guys to these top athletes, we don't even know. We may be talking to the next LeBron James here.
Possibly.
Right? So to be able to create those opportunities, that's what makes it all worth it. And that's why we are so organized. That's why we put so much time and effort into it. And that's why we're trying to be the most, impactful people in not just the city, but the country.
In the country, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Like he said, this is a platform for other people to grow, for everybody to grow. We look at just from when we started, when we started, people didn't know who we were, but we had a vision and we created a platform, and now that's why we thrive, and we're trying to help other people grow also. And the more you grow, the more we grow.
No, for sure. I definitely remember when I first started, just hearing y'all names, the Denard Bros runs. And then I remember when y'all came to my run, like I could tell y'all now, like face to face, how much that meant to me to be out, organized and making sure everything is going. But I'm seeing y'all sitting courtside, and then you reached out to me like after the event and just told me how proud of me you were. You didn't really know me, and just how proud of you of what I was doing. Like that really meant a lot to me. So I definitely wanted to thank y'all for that.
Absolutely, and it's about growth, a growth mindset. These 8th graders out here, they know they're the best. So sometimes some of them don't have a reason to get better. But when you put them out here in situations like this, where we show how fast they are compared to somebody else or compared to the pros, we heighten that growth mindset. And now instead of letting people pass them by, they keep elevating. And now we're going to be a city that goes back to how it was back in the day, where we had Kevin Garnett, Ronnie Fields, and McDonald's All-Americans, multiple McDonald's All-Americans, or multiple Spring Chicken Americans.
There we go. Let's go. When you guys are selecting these players, obviously like myself, when you're selecting players, there's a lot. Like you're always going to miss somebody. You're always going to miss somebody. How do you and your brother go through that selection process, and how do you keep from being like overwhelmed with, damn it, I didn't pick such and such because I picked such and such?
Well, I think the number one thing is you got to get out here. If you see me, honestly, me and you, every time it's a basketball game, we pretty much in the same gym.
Yeah.
And that says a lot about our character and what we are trying to build. But the whole time, you just got to get out here, be able to see these kids with your own eyes. You can't believe everything that's written on the paper. You got to be able to see it, and that's the thing that we did with all these kids. We saw all these kids. And yeah, it's impossible to see every single kid, so we may miss them, but that's going to add extra motivation to those kids to make sure that we don't miss them again.
Yeah, that's what happens at my events. The kids will be like, oh, I didn't come to the showcase. I'm going to show him. I remember Quentin Jones, who now in grade transfer from NIU. I didn't select him, and he let me know about it, and he showed me. He showed me.
Yes,
so shout out to Quentin Jones for showing me.
Absolutely.
Definitely one of the ones. Lastly, you guys are very familiar with our platform. Can you just talk a little bit about the importance of the platform, what you think of the platform, and how does it benefit these young players?
Come on, man. Everybody know about exposure runs. I'm literally, the name alone is exactly what it's for. It gives exposure to the next generation. A lot of these kids go under the radar because they didn't have something like this. Ever since you came to the city of Chicago and started this, I've been seeing so many more of those kids that have been under the radar getting scholarship opportunities, getting to play at the next level, getting seen by the right people. What you're doing for the city of Chicago, and even being from Philly, it says a lot, because you're doing a lot of brotherly love for these young men. And we appreciate you. I appreciate you for more than just what you're doing for the organization, though, with your organization, but you as a person. The support is always there, the love is always there, and the genuine feeling is always there. You do a tremendous job with what you're doing with your organization.
Thanks, bro.
So Exposure Run is #1 in my heart, and I'm sure it's #1 in a lot of other people's hearts.
No, I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, and I commend you too, Moo. I mean, coming from Philly and coming to pour your heart into a whole nother city and helping people get to the next level, and it's not even your main city. Well, I see the future for you. I see what you're doing. You brought some kids from Philly.
Yeah, actually, my godson, he great commit tonight.
And this is just the beginning. I mean, this is just the beginning. What you are now is not what you will become, right?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
The work is going to show. Everybody see the work so far. You just got to keep going and keep pushing. You know, you inspire us to keep going and keep pushing, and we hope that we inspire you.
Absolutely, you guys inspire me. With that being said, I always ask everybody that come on the show to look into the camera, give themselves a future message. You guys are obviously have played at all levels. There's still a lot in you, still a lot of future opportunity, still a lot of future things to be doing in this city. What message do you want to give Eddie? What message do you want to give Aubrey? And what message do you want to give each other?
Man, keep going, stay together, stay the course, and look adversity right in the face, man, and run right towards it.
For me, man, it's obviously just to continue to grow with my brother. That's the number one thing that I want to continue to tell myself. I think as the years have been going on, we have been getting stronger and stronger with our relationship, which is kind of crazy to think about. We've been knowing each other for 33 years because he's a little older than me. So he's been knowing me for 33 years. But it's just it's amazing how we are still growing our relationship after all these years and coming to become this powerful group of people that's putting on more than just for ourselves. And that's what I want to continue to do, tell myself, continue to reach those goals, continue to reach those dreams, continue to set that bar as high as it can go and pass it every time that you set it to that level. And my instructions to my brother is just keep being my big brother, right? I'm never going to be older than him. I'm never going to be his big brother. So keep being my big brother, keep me in line. I love him with everything I got. I hope that everybody is showing up to Spring Chicken tomorrow at Phillips High School, starting at 5. We got a dunk contest. We got a 3-point contest. We got the 8th grade game. And then on Sunday, it's full of action. We got 10 top 100 players on the ESPN playing on Sunday at Phillips High School, starting at 12 with the community clinic. Hey, it's gonna be honey barbecue chicken, hot buffalo chicken, garlic parmesan chicken. We got all the chicken. So make sure y'all there, man. Shout out Exposure Runs, the best outlet in the country. You know that.
I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you.